Well, hello, everybody. It's Grace. Welcome to Eating Peace this week. As you can tell, I'm in a different room. I'm in a secret little hiding spot in my house. It's actually my bedroom. My wall is purple, and I'm about to go out to dinner with my family. Big, all family event, and some people from out of town are here. But I just decided I wanted to make you a quick video because I was so excited. I've spent this afternoon in Seattle, Washington, where I live, doing a workshop for 10 people on compulsion and the work of Byron Katie. And of course, I shared my story about eating. That's my number one, it seemed like, our most repetitive compulsion. But I've shared many other ones that other people mentioned they have trouble with, like overworking. I smoked at one time, drinking alcohol, using escape mechanisms, wanting to watch television, um, really things boil down to there's obvious ways that we wind up doing things that don't serve us and are just simply don't seem to be in our best interests. What is going on there, and how can we identify the thoughts that are plaguing us or persisting in keeping some sort of behavior or dynamic going that doesn't seem helpful? Oh, I love the one about just obsessing about a person, like a person in your life, even if they're not in your presence, even if they might not even be in your life anymore. Let's say it's a romantic partner that you broke up with, or a long term relationship that you're now divorced from that person. But here comes thoughts about them again, and you feel annoyed, irritated, concerned about their behavior and how you are in their presence. Okay, or how you were looking back at the past. What I shared today was one thing I often do when I'm in person in the middle of a workshop and people are learning about the work, sometimes for the very first time. I kept it really, really simple. And I thought, you know what? You all probably would like that today. So I thought I'd share with you three barriers I see arise that especially seem to block, they just create stress in our lives and they block ourselves. We get blocked from quitting some sort of one of those behaviors, all of the above, A through Z, that we continue and persist in them, partially because some of these three beliefs, one of these three beliefs, or all of them, are in place. And they seem big and wide in general, but hopefully it'll be of use for you today. Okay, number three, I'm going to go backwards. Three, two, one. One is the biggest. But number three is I should be different than I am. There's something wrong with me. This problem is all about me. I'm the one that is causing the worst of it, how terrible it is. If I could just control myself or stop my behavior or fix it or fix something about myself or stop being so negative, whatever, the list goes on, then I would be happy. Then things would be better. And it's almost as if we use violence in our own minds to try to correct who we are. And there is something I shared today, a really interesting story, long, long ago, sitting in a 12-step meeting when I was crying and upset. So terrible. I'm not even worth being alive. I feel so sucky about myself. I can't get this right. When at the end of my share, somebody passed me a note, and I opened up this little piece of notebook paper that was torn out of a notebook, and this beautiful penmanship in cursive writing. Somebody said, I can tell you're having such a hard time. This is so difficult. And when you are thinking in such negative terms, there is a form of negative grandiosity about what you are saying. This isn't all about you all the time. It was said so kindly and so beautiful that I saved that folded up note in my wallet for probably 20 years. And I actually now don't know where it is. So somewhere along the line it disappeared, but I had it for a long time. It was important for me to keep that and reopen it, which I did from time to time for a long time. So that intensity of thinking that there is something wrong with you is really, really a blanket, like a dark blanket that can just blind you from the rest of what's disturbing you. And let's see what that is. So two other areas. One is something happened and it shouldn't have. So something shouldn't have happened. The person shouldn't have said that. This wonderful woman brought up an event or a situation which she was judging as petty. That neighbor shouldn't be parking his car in that area. Isn't it funny that we'll have sort of things that shouldn't go on and yet they persistently go on? Is it not the same as how we feel about our behaviors that we don't like? But there's things that have happened in the world and in our lives and they shouldn't have. And so we're arguing with reality. We are in a deep argument with what is. Surely if they hadn't happened, we would be much happier. Our lives would be much better off. Things would be going much better in this particular moment. Can you absolutely know that that's true? And the other belief, general sort of blanket statement, grand underlying belief is, I cannot handle it. Whatever has just happened, I can't handle it. And my feelings, I cannot handle. I'm afraid, I'm sad, I'm grief-stricken, I'm upset, I'm troubled, I'm anxious, nervous, and I can't handle it. And so what do I do when I can't handle something? I go try to fix that feeling ASAP. I'm going to shut that feeling down, anesthetize it, do anything I can to change the channel ASAP, right? So if you study just any one of those and any moments that you have those thoughts a lot come alive in and actually question them, can I absolutely be sure that that's true? Who would you be without that story? Who would you be without that thought? But, there's such grand underlying beliefs. We really want to get specific to one moment in time, one specific moment in time, which people did so well today at this workshop. It was beautiful. So, to understand compulsion, eating is my favorite number one. It seemed to be my go-to from early on, and then it just continued. It was eating, 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 dieting, starving, exercising, eating, dieting. Huge, very disturbing cycle. You might have other things that you notice are your number one. Really, what it boils down to is believing these thoughts are true that I'm having. That is my greatest compulsion. So if you find yourself really wanting to address with self-inquiry what isn't serving you, your compulsion, what's not working, then no opt-in required. Just for everybody, there's going to be a free 7-day Facebook thing. I hate for it to sound like a gimmick. I kind of not sure about the word challenge. I don't think that's the right word for this. Let's just take a look at a thought each day. And some of you will be bringing them to this work in the Eating Peace Facebook group. I'm just going to go live on there, so it's going to be on video, no editing, and you can join in. And most of the days that we'll be doing it is 10 a.m. Pacific time. There's a few alternate times because I rescheduled something else, so there was a conflict. So it's not totally consistent, but you'll just know what the times are and if you can make it. And of course, Facebook Live, the videos get saved and they'll be right there in the Facebook group. But let's just look every day, like if we were meditating daily on one of these kinds of thoughts related to what precedes compulsive behavior. It doesn't even matter if it's not food. Of course, this is specifically for people really concerned about food and eating. The Facebook group is eating, weight management, diet, obsessive thoughts about food and the right way and the wrong way and all that kind of stuff that just seems to go on forever. But we will look at that, and it starts tomorrow, November 11th, at the time of this recording. So you might even be seeing this and watching this recording, and it's actually the same day that it just started. But that's okay. Just come on and join us. Below, in the link below this video, will be the link to the Facebook group. You have to request membership because it's private. It's a place to be private and sacred and have a boundary around the work that we're doing here in this compulsion. It's not always easy, and it's not always easy to talk about. So request membership by clicking the link, and you'll be sent off to the Facebook group that has people in it already. And we'll just be doing this challenge, this inquiry each day, this practice. That's the best word for it. A mindful practice daily, starting November 4th. And we're just going to move. We're going to move it and be with it and stay with it and look at it. And there's going to be one that I bring and offer each day. And then maybe that will birth more things that you can take into inquiry. But love to have you there. You know, if it serves you. Does not cost a thing. I just wanted to try it. You know, like, let's do this daily, kind of like meditation. Let's do it daily, not just once, not just twice, but just have it as a practice. Getting to know silence daily, which is really, in a way, the secret of what this work is about. Who would we be without believing our thoughts? Gorgeous support of silence. So, love to have you there. I will also do the Eating Peace webinar one more time on November 11th, so a whole week from now, in the morning at 10 o'clock. And people have just been giving me such fantastic feedback. I love anything. I love learning from you. I love us all learning together. I love that we're all the experts in our own lives. Nobody has any special information, but we're just looking deeply at compulsion and these behaviors. And isn't it funny that as human beings, we do things that seem to be like not so helpful? We think it about other people and we think it about reality, and then we also think it about ourselves. Like, why am I doing this when it's killing me? Well, the work that I love to do is about, let's understand why. Let's take a look. So we'll do the webinar again, which is also free for everybody. And then, of course, we'll be going into the Eating Peace immersion for those people that really want to have a 5 months together doing self-inquiry and this work and studying compulsive behavior. But no one has to sign up for that. You can do this work. You can get a partner. You can do it today. You can call the helpline, which is free. You can question your thinking, one thought at a time. So, hope this is helpful today. But let's study our compulsions. The only way out of that, I know, is to question if they are actually true and to notice what it's like using the imagination, which is such a genius thing. Imagination. It's imagined a lot of terrible things, right? So let's imagine some light things, some lightness of being on who we are without the thought. And just watch what happens with our compulsions. They become unnecessary. All right. Lots of love. Love you.